Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys' first roster move after Jonathan Mingo trade is another terrible look. In a move that has perplexed fans and pundits alike, the Dallas Cowboys acquired wide receiver Jonathan Mingo from the Carolina Panthers a few hours ahead of Tuesday's NFL trade deadline. It's not so much that Mingo was brought in but more about what Dallas gave up to get him, as Jerry Jones sent the Panthers a fourth-round pick in next spring's draft in return. This, of course, marks the second year in a row that the Cowboys have parted ways with a fourth-rounder, as Jones sent the San Francisco 49ers that same selection a year ago to acquire Trey Lance. But we're not here to get into that baffling decision. To make room for Mingo on the 53-man roster, Dallas obviously had to cut someone, and the odd man out has turned out to be cornerback Andrew Booth Jr. And while that corresponding move makes perfect sense, overall, it's just yet another bad look for the Cowboys, as they just traded for him less than 3 months ago. For those who may not recall, Booth, a two-time All-ACC selection at Clemson, was selected in the second round of the 2022 draft by the Minnesota Vikings. But like far too many players in the Vikings' 2022 draft class, Booth simply didn't work out. Due to various injury issues, he appeared in just 6 games as a rookie, making only 1 start, and amassed just 12 total tackles. Ironically enough, 9 of those came in just 1 game against none other than the Dallas Cowboys. He appeared in all 17 games for Minnesota in 2023 but made even less of an impact, making only 8 tackles. As the Cowboys were having their own issues with 2021 third-rounder Nahshon Wright, the two teams agreed to a simple swap on August 9, thus bringing Booth to Big D. But while Jones seemed to think he was getting a steal, Booth was anything but. In 3 appearances for America's team this season, the Georgia native recorded 6 total tackles and took more snaps on special teams than he did on defense. Hey, at least Dallas didn't give up any draft picks to get him, right? Nevertheless, this is just more proof that Jones, who actually has made some strong deals in the past, has simply lost his touch when it comes to trades. Cowboys fans now just have to hope that the Mingo deal ends up being worth it. Eagles' Kellen Moore gives honest assessment of Cooper Rush ahead of Week 10. Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore is plenty familiar with Dallas Cowboys backup quarterback Cooper Rush, who will start in place of an injured Dak Prescott for the indefinite future. Is Trevor Lawrence a bust? Moore spent time coaching Rush in Dallas for a total of 4 seasons. He served as the quarterback's coach in one of those and the offensive coordinator for the remaining 3 years. Cowboys QB Cooper Rush. Coop is a really smart player. He has a great feel for the game, Moore said in a press release from the Philadelphia Eagles official website. Anticipation. Vision. Feel for what the defense is doing. I think he puts himself in a really good position. He can handle volume from an offensive game plan perspective. When Coop has gone in there, he's had success. It'll still be a challenge for us. Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy also had a high level of praise for Rush, not just in regards to what he is able to do on the field but also for the type of teammate and person he is, according to ESPN. Cooper's been great in getting Dak ready to play, and now Dak, there'll be some role reversal there, McCarthy said in a report from ESPN. Rush's temperament is excellent. I would say he's as even-keeled as an individual, especially a quarterback, that I've had the opportunity to work with. Cerebral. Smart. He gives you the flexibility to continue to play. I think that's what you want in all your quarterbacks. You don't want to get to a spot where you have to change a bunch of things offensively because who's behind center? Rush has seen limited action in 4 games with the Cowboys in 2024, connecting on 22 of his 39 passing attempts for 167 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. How well he makes up for the absence of Prescott will be something to watch. Cowboys' Dak Prescott suffered gruesome injury, could miss more than a month. the Dallas Cowboys are dealing with an issue regarding star quarterback Dak Prescott. Prescott suffered a hamstring injury on Sunday when the Cowboys lost to the Atlanta Falcons. Initially, it was believed that Prescott injured his throwing hand, and it was later revealed he was dealing with a hamstring injury. Following the loss, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones revealed concern about the injury, along with Prescott revealing to reporters that he felt something I've never felt. Finally, the concern in quotes from Prescott make a ton of sense, as more information has detailed the gruesome injury the signal caller has received, and why Jones has been reluctant to place him on IR. According to Jane Slater, as the hashtag Cowboys weigh in on Dak Prescott's IR status, sources tell me the initial diagnosis is a partial avulsion of his hamstring tendon, which is partially torn off the bone. I'm told it typically takes more than a 4-week recovery. In some cases, they let it scar over, repair, and then strengthen. With that being said, Prescott is seeking other opinions, which is why there is currently a reluctance to place him on IR or make any determinations about a timeline for return. Prescott not only suffered a hamstring injury, but he suffered a partial avulsion of his hamstring tendon, which means the tendon is partially torn off the bone. This lines up with Prescott stating that he had never felt a pain like this. Though Jones stated that the team was likely to place Prescott on IR, they are exploring different avenues. What makes this situation far worse is that it appears Prescott is set to miss even more time than 4 games, if he were to be placed on IR. The Cowboys have already been dealing with injuries to its star players throughout the season, as defensive end Sam Williams was lost for the season. Star cornerback Darren Bland also suffered a stress fracture and has not yet appeared in the regular season. DeMarcus Lawrence is also on IR with a foot injury, and Micah Parsons has been out with a high ankle sprain. Prescott ended up exiting the game in the third quarter, and it appeared that he was dealing with a hand issue. However, the signal caller revealed that he was dealing with a hamstring issue. After the Cowboys lost to the Atlanta Falcons, Prescott spoke to reporters about the injury. He stated, "I felt something pull. I felt something I've never felt." Cowboys owner Jerry Jones also expressed some concern over the hamstring injury. Clearly, whatever happened to Prescott is significant, and will lead to his being sidelined for multiple weeks. According to Ari Merev, the Cowboys are also considering placing Prescott on IR, as he deals with this injury. Losing him for 4 games will be devastating for the offense. The Cowboys are likely to look for an additional quarterback to either start or back up Cooper Rush. In his limited time on Sunday, Rush put together 115 yards and 1 touchdown pass. Despite Rush rallying the team, they fell to the Falcons with a final score of 27-20. Losing Prescott right now comes at a terrible time, as the Cowboys have now fallen 3-5 on the season. They have fallen behind everyone in the NFC East in a big way. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Dak Prescott? Leave your opinion in the comments.